Hi everybody and welcome to this tutorial for something just like this by the Chainsmokers featuring Chris Martin from Coldplay, or actually maybe a whole Coldplay band, I'm not sure. Song, super simple, 3 chords throughout the entire thing, except for the bridge where there is one extra, I think, which is very closely related to the rest. We'll finally get to something like this. Yeah, so that's kind of the chorus when it's all built up, but let's start with something like... Yeah, so we will start small and build it up. So the chords are just G, A, and B minor. So that's G, A, and B minor. That's actually pretty important to know how to play these chords. So it's G, B, and D, A, C sharp, and E for an A chord, and a B, D, and an F sharp for an B minor chord. Because we're gonna use those notes, spread them out, extend them, and just play them in different forms to get to those fuller parts as well. And also to this more empty part, the G is played, actually it's kind of D vibe-ish, so this is a D. In the intro, that's a D5 chord broken up like that. Yeah, like that. So that's a note that is kind of ringing over there, played by a synth or something like that, or a string type synth pad, and then that guitar does. So I suggest playing and just keeping that one over there whilst you do that, okay? And then the bass is just follow the chord progression of the entire song, actually. Okay, you could do, and this is what happens. This is an easy version. The more actual version is something like... Okay, so play eighths over there. Okay, then you're gonna follow along with... So that's when he starts singing, right? And then you're just playing a G chord without the third, or you could play the third as well if you want. But it's not actually done by the piano over there yet, so to keep it very stripped. And then you could build it up like this. So that's a little bit fuller, and that's the thing, you know, this is actually the whole part, so you could just do for the whole song, but you know, that's kind of blunt and also kind of maybe too easy and boring. So we're trying to do some difficult or some different things with these same chords, building them up to things that simulate those synthesizers in there as well. So then you want to start building it up. So the A over there is actually a sus4, okay? You have an actual A, sus4. I'm not going to go into the theory, guys. I just want to teach you how to play this song. If you want to learn more about theory, then by all means, get over to my website where I have a whole program that teaches you all about this chordal approach. But I just take it that you know your chords, right, for this one. So then we're going to extend a little bit. Like this is actually something that you hear ringing pretty obviously over there. You could add that one. Isn't really necessary. That's another thing. Just try adding more notes as you go along. So what I'm doing over here is a G chord in second inversion, then an A chord, a inversion, right? Same notes, different inversion, to a B minor chord. So then we're gonna do the same thing, but we're trying to keep that note over there. And actually, you could do that from the very start because the piano is actually keeps playing that over there. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing. You hear how it builds up to. Something just like that. So let's say that there's a couple of rounds over there and you want to actually build them up as well. I guess you play 2 rounds with a more stripped version like this. This note you want to keep on top, okay? So the A. So that's a G, add 9 over there. To an A chord. As you see, this is A, just a regular A, but we'll leave out the 5. To a B minor 7 chord, so that's because we leave that 7 upon there, okay? So actually we're just moving these 2 back and forth, okay? And the bass, obviously. So this is going and then we're gonna add extra notes. So here we go. So there's 2 things that I've done now, and it's up to you because we're trying to simulate synthesizers here, right, on a piano. So it's up to you whether you just do it simultaneously or first the one technique and then the other. The first one is easier. So we had this one, right? Now, first of all, you could add this whole chord over here. So add this 5 over here, as well as on this B minor, yeah? So instead of just doing this, we're gonna go, and there's actually 3 techniques, because the other thing that you can do is add the 5 in your left hand. So instead of these octaves that I was playing just now, and then go to, you can play 1 and 5, an octave. Okay. And then, sorry, I already, so that's over there. Okay, the next thing is adding those extra extensions over here. So on the G, that could be a 9, right? So I'm doing everything together now. Kind of a full voicing over there. And you want to stick on that D over there because they keep it ringing all. That's kind of a, how do you say this? A composition technique to keep a note that sounds good on all chords and just keep playing it. It's a thing that happens on that D here. Just watch. Okay, there we go to the next chord. So 1. And now I add that D over there as well, right? And then over at the B minor, we had this one, and I 1 and a 5, but now I also add the 7 with my left hand. Right? So pretty cool, I think, and getting quite close to the original. Okay, well, you just get back to same thing as we just saw, so you could, yeah, and just build it up to more whole chords, and then you're gonna go to that, yeah, so that's the verse again, and then it drops that sort of. Then you have this. that is in fact the entire song. A super simple thing that if you're not interested in, you know, doing all this fancy stuff, you can simply get away with playing G, A, B minor all song long, except for the bridge. That's a little bit different. But you got all parts, and you can get pretty close to the actual parts, sounding like the original. Guys, that was it for this tutorial. Hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then please hit the thumbs up, like it, share it, get over to my website if you want to learn about this chordal approach, figure out and maybe understand better these parts formed from chords and how you can add notes, take away notes, strip away notes, and it's all led back to these harmonies, these chords that are underneath it. If you want to learn more about that, get over to my website, get on my newsletter, become a member if you're really into it. I have a full course program that will explain from the very basis to advanced stuff, way more advanced than this even, which also holds the deluxe versions of these tutorials, meaning they have sheets and MIDIs available, and always all parts are available over there. So hope to see you there. Else, see the links in the description box below this video, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.